All right. The next section covers questions 13 and 14. We have hit about the halfway mark of this lesson. So let's take a look. Consider the geometric sequence 5, 10, 20, 40. Write the explicit formula for the sequence. Now remember, explicit is a sub 1 times r to the n minus 1. And the recursive is the whole a sub 1 equals blank, a sub n equals r times a sub n minus 1. Okay? So, first I need to identify my first term, and I need to identify my r, because I'm going to need it either way. Well, a sub 1 is 5, because that's the first term in the sequence. How do we go from 5 to 10? Times 2, right? How do you go from 10 to 20? Again, times 2. It asked us to write the explicit formula. So we're going to write a sub n equals a sub 1, which we said was 5, times 2, that's my ratio, always to the n minus 1. How can you check that your formula is correct? I can say, find the second term. So let's do 5 times 2 to the 2 minus 1. That's going to be 5 times 2 to the 1 power. 2 to the 1 power is 2. And I'm getting 10. Is the second term 10? The second number is 10. Checks out. Now I could have done this for any number. I could have found the fourth term. I could have found the third term. It would have come out the same. Determine the 16th term in the sequence. So I'm going to use my formula. A 16 equals 5 times 2 to the 16 minus 1, which is 5 times 2 to the 15 power. I'm going to do this in the calculator. Oops. I'm going to clear this off. 5 times 2 to the 15 power. I'm getting 163,840. Use function notation to write the explicit formula. The only thing that changes about explicit formula in function notation is the way you write a sub n. It now becomes f of n. F of n equals 5 times 2 to the n minus 1. All that changed was the name I called it. And that's an n, sorry. It says, what is the value of f of 10? So, f of 10 would equal 5 times 2 to the n minus 1. So 5 times 2 to the 9th power. $2,560. And the question asks, what does this represent? Remember, what is my input? We said input was the term number or the place in the sequence. So the 10th number in the sequence is 2,560. The 10th number is 2,560. Write the explicit formula for the geometric sequence 32, 16, 8, 4. Well, got to identify two things, A sub 1 and my R. A sub 1 is always my first term, which happens to be 32 in this case. R is what happens each time. How do I go from 32 to 16, 16 to 8, 8 to 4? Dividing by 2 or multiplying by 1/2. So my common ratio is half. If I write the explicit formula, remember it's going to be A sub n equals A sub 1, which is 32, times, I'm going to put this in parentheses, 1/2, and it's the whole fraction that's being raised to the n minus 1. It asks me to determine the 9th term in the sequence. So we're going to do A sub 9 equals 32 times the 1/2. We got 9 minus 1 here. So that's 32 times 1/2 to the 8th power. I make sure whenever I type this in, because I've got that fraction, I want to put it in parentheses. So we're going to do 32 times 1/2. Notice I put parentheses on that. And then we're raising that to the 8th power. Ooh, I got 0.125. There is a way to show the fraction. If you press math and hit 1, it will give you the fraction form of this, which is 1/8. So I would have accepted either of these answers. On to the debriefing of this section.